Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Gladiator Manager, episode 16. We're kind of hitting mid-season here, actually into the back half now, and we're up against Araminum, who find themselves, after being in third or fourth place for a while, they've slipped all the way to 10th, and I think the main reason for that is you take a couple losses and then all of a sudden you lose your fighters, and then you go down to the bottom of your depth chart, which is exactly where they are. They have literally two choices left. Both of them have never won a fight. Both of them are absolute garbage. So we're facing potentially all 4 court-appointed fighters. So with easy pickings, Teddy, who we want gone, Millie, who we want gone, are natural selections, and then Katie and Adnamacia, who we want to develop, become the other easy choices. Two kills in that one. Double Zoe Bakers. Double Patinas. Not sure how they pulled that off, but both of them are technically dead, and both of them technically yielded. We'll see what happens with that. But we do pick up some experience. Katie Smith, only 3. Ouch. But we do grab some at least, and win easily. Nisus with the loss to Pistoria, so we opened the gap a little bit further. They've taken, I think, 3 losses out of their last 4 matches, and their one win was against us in the match that, we totally, well, okay, I wouldn't say totally dominated, but we were clearly winning easily, and then we yielded. It was like, okay, no, you look like you're hurting so bad. I'm sorry, I can't take it. All right, Teddy ready to level up. Teddy also actually still has a little ways to go, I think, on his contract. I'd love to see him gone sooner rather than later. Up to a full star now for Adnamacia, so that progress is there. That weapon skill, though. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Althea, 3.5. Zaneta is at 3. Howard needs to train. Flory's at 3. Metella is another one. Okay, that's one we need to get rid of, is Metella. And Primus. So Metella and Primus. Now a 10-point lead in the gap as we scored 4 points with double kills and the victory. Isis losing, so we quickly go from a 6-point gap to a 10-point gap at the top. Dividorum has actually closed the gap on Nisus significantly, only 4 points behind when they have a couple extra kills comparatively. They've got 5 kills, so Dividorum is looking like a pretty dangerous opponent. So we got to watch out for them when we go up against them next. They just beat Massa 4-1. Roma Division 1 Cup battle next. That looks like that could go poorly. This is going to be a slaughter. An absolute slaughter. So who do we want to have slaughtered? Teddy! Hooray! Metella! And Primus. The slaughter crew. Yield. Now, quick sim. All 3 yielded. No sign of injury. It was 3-0. We're out of the cup. No surprise. We got to the second round this time, but going up against a very tough Division 1 opponent. I wasn't paying attention to what their position in Division 1 was, but I'm sure it's quite high with that list. And no injuries at all on those choices, so that was maybe the best team, period. So we're out of the cup and checking in on those 3. Teddy, 42 days. Can we fire you? Yes. Okay, you're out. Metella, just 8 days for that one. That's not going to be something to fire her over. But can we? As a slave, we can let her go. Okay, good. Free up that spot. And then finally, Primus. Let's do the same. Nope. Okay, can't fire Primus, but at least we got rid of 2 of them. That frees things up for us a little bit. It also gave us a look at a couple more fighters. Thomas, no, we cannot afford you. No, that's just Metella and Teddy dropping down. That's right. So Madosha has some okay choices. They've got a good 3 to 4 okay fighters. So they do have some options for this fight, but we could easily counter that with the right fighter. And in a 1v1, you certainly don't want to take your chances. Elia is unavailable. So I think I'd need to go with Animatia. A, it'll help her develop. She's got those 20 wins now. And B, she really is our best fighter, I think. That skill is always a concern, especially when she's down a little bit. She can lose her weapon and lose an advantage in a fight pretty quick. And they bring somebody who is got an advantage and looks better than what they had. I don't remember seeing this one. They're not tough. Everything's in the 40s, but that's pretty balanced. Now we have an initiative advantage. We have a toughness advantage. We have speed and stamina advantage. Skill is the one that's down. We are definitely behind on skill. We have an advantage here in terms of ability, but with that 25% bonus, this could be pretty close. .46 to the torso. Nice start. And I've fallen. I'm not hurt. And I inflicted heavy damage. Okay. We need some morale, and she is not defending well at all. Only successful on 1 of 3. I seem to always find that attack is the best defense, but I don't think she's in a good position to be attacking. Right now, this is looking like this is going to be a loss. Animatia doing really poorly, even though she struck the first blow and then fell down in the process. And she is just not handling this James Quayle well at all. She can't defend. She can't attack. She's down to a 1. Toughness. Low toughness. Okay, go for it. We're in panic, but we did gain some control there. Morale's at 13. Blood's at 79. We gotta really watch out on that one. Energy is so much better than they are. Go for the thrust. Oh, and we're down, we're out. That's it, it's over. Animatia. Boy, she sucked in that fight. She really, really had a poor fight. It was a little weird that in the first move, it appeared that she controlled the first move of the match, but then you look at the text on the side, and she had suffered heavy damage, which was not shown. So maybe I need to pay attention to the text a little bit more often. Maybe because in the first move you have the charge and the first engagement. So it's a double. And maybe it was in the charge itself that had occurred. And that immediately set us up for failure because she was bleeding, she was low morale, she was right off the bat. Is that only in the first move, or does that happen throughout the match where you're getting those doubles? I mean, I know that there's one attacks and then the other attacks, and so there are 2 engagements in each one, but usually that'll show, right? Sometimes you see both with some type of injury, but here you didn't see that. So strange, very peculiar. I've seen a couple things that I'm going, huh? recently as I'm learning a little bit more, understanding the game a little bit better, understanding the relationships of the attributes, such as Animatia's issue with weapon skill, right? She constantly drops her weapon as you get that 50-50. They go head to head and clang, and then whoops, there goes the weapon, right? We've sorted that one out, and some of the others, the initiative, the leadership, how they impact things. But that was a strange one, but I think it might have had to do with that initial charge. And in the initial charge, James wiped the floor with Animatia. And then the subsequent move, it was Animatia who struck the blow. And so it appeared that Animatia was the one who had that initial advantage, when actually, during the charge move itself, right? I think that's how that turned out. And that was it. I mean, just like that, our top fighter goes down. She's going to be out injured for a while, guaranteed from that one. Nisus with another loss, and it was Dividorum. So we really need to start watching out for Dividorum, who are coming right up on the heels of Nisus. Luckily, we don't lose ground at the top, and we have new recruits available once again. 19-2 now through 21 matches. Nisus is still 10 points behind. Dividorum is at 12. And the 1v1s have been a bit of a problem for us. We've had a couple close calls. We had that loss. I wasn't even trying to take chances on that one. I mean, we brought our best available fighter, and she goes down with a minor injury. It's not bad, but it's going to have possibly an impact. So as much as she's developing, we are down our... Oh, Elia's back. Okay. Well, that's good. That's her third loss. Oh, gosh, we can't even afford them. We don't have anything for the fees. If we've been doing that poorly, we're not making that much money, or we're spending that much, I think, is the bigger thing. 3 stars for Pedro. Criminal with 5. Oh, and a sentence at no cost. But how good are they? Let's take our chances. Yeah, 5 stars. Okay. No. Drew Zunk. Expensive on the weekly salary for a 2.5 star. Three and a half might have potential at 27. Use up whatever salary we have left, though. Three and a half's not great, but it's what could she become. Gladiator, low intelligence, don't know about the work ethic. Okay. Intelligence governs how fast a gladiator improves in combat. This is what happens when you take a moment, stop, read text. One thing. It is entirely possible for many of you to progress quicker in the game than I do. Reason being is rather simple. I'm presenting the game to you, and so in that presentation, I'm trying to maintain a quick tempo, so we don't get hung up on something. In the past, in certain games, like say FM, I'll go through and mess with the coaching assignments, and I can spend 20 minutes on that, getting it just right. Well, I used to do everything on camera and not edit, and therefore that 20 minutes was most of an episode, or half of an episode, as I was doing about 45 minutes per back then, or 40 minutes per. So half an episode just tweaking coaching assignments, and it's like, okay, boring to watch. Get it. Even if I'm talking you through what I'm doing, I got it. Well, same here. If I spend too much time in this and it all ends up uncut and on screen, unfiltered, then yeah, it's gonna bore the audience a bit. So sometimes I miss little details like that because I'm pushing tempo. So, won't train well in combat. Maybe, we don't know about their work ethic. Maybe we'll train well otherwise. I wonder how, and I'm going to pass. Work ethic is high. Intelligence is average. Average. What about, let's see, who are my others? Criminal, slave, citizen, Howard. Low. Not training well. Okay, that actually makes a certain amount of sense. Fairly cheap. I wish I could sell, or, sell their contract. Not a slave. I do find it a little weird that there isn't some sort of sell option when it comes to, like, say, slaves, to put them back on the market and try to recover a certain amount of money or something. Okay, work ethic's high, but what is there to do? She's already at her potential. Servilia is high in average, but criminal, veteran, high in average, but already developed. Katie Smith, work ethic is high, so she should be developing where really isn't. The shattered arm thing in that very first fight, the moment we brought her in, has seen some negatives, and then that's it. I mean, we haven't gotten anything since then, so that's very peculiar that Katie Smith has not really picked up much. But has she? I mean, was she at 2 stars with 4-star potential? I don't remember, but I don't think she has developed, and that's a little surprising. And she's a little bit not cheap, so I have a feeling I'm going to be letting Katie Smith go when her contract expires in 14 weeks, because why retain her? Even at her best, she's only going to be 4 stars, and that's not quite to the level we need to be, especially if that progression continues and takes us to Division 3 next season. A 4-star is not going to be enough, and it's certainly not enough now. John Millett was a good acquisition. Toughness, 99. Strength, 93. First time we've seen anything in the 90s, I believe. Next up is 9th place Massa. They're only in 9th, and they do have a number of injured fighters. So you would think this would be an easier fight for us, a 2v2. But they have somebody new in Fremont Kinnerly. Criminal, only 7 fights, but pretty dang good. I mean, the discipline isn't there. The leadership is a little low, but we're talking 40s, 50s for everything, and then a 95 on initiative. That's not going to be easy to handle. And then to support that, you've got Hugh in mostly 30s. You got Hubert, who's got some 40s. They have a couple options at least. Here's another one with high initiative and agility. They could be putting up a bit of a fight if they bring this Fremont in, who is a barbarian. So maybe I need to look at bringing in a defender. Elia, okay. That should counter it. But we still I think we need to bring in somebody fairly strong to take care of business in this one, because if they come forward with Fremont, we're going to have our hands full. Servilia, 11 fights. I think that's probably a good option and has high initiative. Oh, they did. They brought Fremont to the fight. And we've matched up perfectly. And Gressy. Like, where did this Gressy come from? Was that the other one I was looking at? Yeah, the higher initiative. Okay, it was. Mixed bag. She's got a few higher attributes, but then she's got a handful of lower ones where we are a bit more balanced with Servilia. Elliot does not have a big advantage here. Huge disadvantage in initiative. So she's always going to be going second, but then she's going to be better pretty much everywhere else. Good thing they are in disarray and we have that advantage because we want this matchup. Alright, we start in control. Got them both engaged. That's good. And I want Elia to take this a little bit slow, where Sevilla, I think, has the better chance of quickly gaining control because there is some weakness. The leadership, that's not going to matter much. Discipline, strength, skill. Oh, the skill. Yeah, I like the skill part. Toughness are all pretty low. So Elia is going to go a little bit defensive. A little. We want to try to get control, attack when we have control. Meanwhile, Sevilla, I'm going to try to press the advantage a bit. There you go. Okay, use your advantage. Mix it up. But stay the aggressor. 194 to the right arm. Nice. And we've got Fremont angry because he's got no discipline. Now is your time to push. And go back to a little more aggressive. Nothing doing that time. Nice. Elia doing really well against Fremont, better than expected. Sevilla taking her first significant amount of damage, but 11 is fairly insignificant. Alright, going for the combo for Elia. And who has withdrawn? Alright, so just a simple yield there. And now with Sevilla, I'm not going to go for the kill shot on this one. We need to just take care of business. As she gets disarmed, you can see already the challenges we're facing. Elia also losing her advantage. Nice shot to the left leg there. Stay with that for now. 30 to the torso. Oh, that's her first heavy damage taken, but she still gains a bit of an advantage. Another chance at combo for Elia. She misses though. And there it is. We got the win. Fell unconscious. Okay. So the long-term effects from Elia controlling the fight was enough, and we get back into winning ways. Both of them gaining a decent amount of experience. Not that that matters at this point. Nisus again losing. Corduba, though. Tough stretch for them. And Dividorum losing. So, yay us. Medosha losing. So, other than Araminum losing to Pistoria, upsets in 3 of the other 4 matches. That's a big move for us. A big gain right there. Animatia is back from her injury. Italia is next. And you can see that advantage now pushing. In terms of the plus minus, we're a plus 10 over Nisus and plus 4 on the kills. So with a 12-point advantage and that increase there, we are looking better and better to win the league and not necessarily needing to beat Nisus in both of the remaining matches, though I would certainly be content or happy with a 1-1, keeping us at 2-2 for the year. Dividorum, the one that I'm more worried about these days, and Corduba for that matter. Definitely need to keep an eye on them. Corduba is only 35-35 overall, but Dividorum is really starting to raise their game quite a bit. For our final fight of the episode, Elia has a massive advantage over Howard, also the matchup, and then John has an advantage over Dave Quay. This is our first time getting John into a fight. Low discipline, but he's the one with the 90s in the strength and toughness. We'll see how that plays in. Comparatively, that's a 43-13 in strength and toughness, also lacking discipline, so that should be fairly comfortable. Ismina is fairly balanced, not very brave, not a ton of skill. Corrado should be able to handle her. I was looking at their options, and they have some depth, they have some choices, and they are pretty healthy. I think they might have been winning some of their matches recently to be into that kind of position, and based on their range of choices, they look okay, and so I did not take chances here. I brought 3 good fighters into this one. John Millet's first, Elia, our steady go-to all the time, and Corrado, who we haven't used in a while, but is one of our top choices. He is our only veteran on the roster. There's that oddity. It's the lack of discipline. John Millet takes minor damage, inflicts heavy damage, and yet he gets angry. But first move, takedown, not a kill, but very, very heavy blow. And that's going to give us that serious advantage to finish Dave off pretty quick. And then here we kind of just want to be strong and maybe wait for a 2-on-1 advantage. Not sure what I picked up the achievement for, but it could have been for the choice of fighter involved. I'm not sure, but we do come away with an easy 3-0 victory. Nisus, 4th loss in 5 matches. Miguel is dead. Dividorum also losing again, this time to Corduba, who I think might have overtaken them with that. Medosha losing, Pistoria on a bit of a win streak. So things seem to be turning in the league at the moment. Elia also ready to level up, so let's check in on what she's got available to her. Now into level 4. The barbarian advantage is always something. Entrench. Fighter adopts a strong defensive stance. 30% defense bonus. It lasts 2 turns and cannot be overridden in the second turn. Defense bonus reduces to 15. So 30% bonus and then a 15% bonus, and it uses 2 turns. Disarm. Passive skill enhances the normal parry defense, forces enemy to face a weapon skill check on a successful parry. If the check is failed, the enemy is disarmed. Disarmed opponent cannot attack until they can scramble to regain. So a passive way of adding an increased amount of ability to disarm an opponent. I like that. We'll take that one. And she gets better and better. Of course, she's lost a little bit through the multiple injuries she's had, but average damage dealt 163, average taken under 5. And finally in the league, 21-2. Approaching the end of the third round. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. That 7 kills is best in the league. And we're up to a 14-point advantage. That's not quite cruise control yet, but we're getting there. If we don't suddenly take back-to-back losses where we lose 3, 4, 5 fighters in those losses, I think we are going to be comfortable in the end. But that absolutely could still happen at any point in time. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.